I believe that we may have hit the peak of home prices here in Middle Tennessee, at least for now. I mean, we all know that home prices over the long term are going to go up. I mean, when you look at the graph here to the right, that's home values going back to 2009. And, it's a pretty steady incline. I know there was some rough years right ahead of here in 2009. Unfortunately, it doesn't go back to that. But if you buy a home with the intention of staying in it long term, chances are it's going to go up in value. Now, if you're just like short term and you want to live in it for 2 or 3 years and then change houses, I mean, I get it. You don't want to get caught buying at a high and then to sell it at a low. But I think if you stay in that house for any extended period of time, like, I don't know, 5, 10 years, something like that, you're probably going to be okay. Now, the amount of money that you make might vary, but still, you're getting to live somewhere essentially for free. And then when you go to sell it, you get money back that you've made. So in today's video, I just want to look at what's going on in the Middle Tennessee market. I do believe that we've hit a little bit of a tipping point on this run. The run is basically over. It's no secret now. I think the big question is how far down our price is going to go, or how much of a correction is there going to be. So I'm going to switch screens here and show you guys. That's going back too far. Let me go back 3 years. Okay, so these right here are median sales prices going back 3 years to 2019. Right here is May of 2022, and I believe, and it looks like, that was the peak of this housing market run. Things will still go higher over time, but I believe right now what we're seeing is a little bit of a correction. You can see May, we hit $425,000. That's these numbers too, guys, are the entire MLS in Middle Tennessee, and it's single family homes only. So we hit 425, down to 421, July 408, and August $405,000. Now, I will say, you're going to hear people say that home prices are still rising. And the reason they're saying that is you generally would compare 1 month from 1 year to the previous year that same month. So like, for example, August of 2022, prices are at $405,000. August of 2021, prices were at $357,000. And I thought prices were high in August of 2021, didn't you? So as of right now, even though prices hit their peak and they're going down, they are still up this year compared to last year. And I just think that it was just a tipping point. I think last year was too high, and we got into this year and things continued to climb, and finally we just hit this tipping point. I do think it is important for me to say this is the entire MLS. Different neighborhoods, different cities, different streets, different home types that have land or don't have land can all have different data. This is just everything crunched in together. There are still neighborhoods or certain home types. For example, if you're looking to buy a home with some land in the $600,000 range, those homes are moving quick. Those are moving really fast. So it's just something to think about. I'm doing this because it's an easier way to show you guys an overall view of the market, but it also can be dangerous because there are neighborhoods out there and there are pockets out there that are still extremely hot. And you're probably looking for a home in one of them. I mean, that's how it goes, right? So you've got 405,000 as of August. Like I showed you, it was 357 in 2021. The question is, will we reset back to $357,000 or even lower? That's really the question. How far will this go down? I mean, if numbers reset back to 2021 numbers, weren't those numbers good anyways? Like, what I'm saying is those numbers were still elevated. So I don't know. It's like people are still doing well. I mean, if you bought a home back in 2019, look how far. Look at this. Let me go to August of 2019. $280,000. We're at 405. It has a long way to go to get back to 2019 numbers. I don't know that it's going to do it either. Think about that. Think about it. If prices go back down to the low 300s or high 200s, people are going to go bananas and be buying them up like crazy. They just are. There's like this equilibrium, right? There's like demand and supply, and then there's this price that's going through the middle that's fluctuating in interest rates, and somewhere everything lines up where people are like, okay, it's time to buy. I think people would start buying like crazy if prices went into the mid threes. I think people would be like, oh my gosh, prices are back down, we need to buy. When in reality, they're just back down to 2021 numbers. So there you have it. All right, let's look at percent of list price, because this is another number that I think is interesting to watch. So here we are, April, we were at 102%, January 100%, 100.3, June of last year 102. Look, all of these were over 100%, starting right about here, March of 2021. Over 100%, over 100%, blah, blah, blah. And now, since April, it has just been going down, down, down. And here is exactly what's happening. This is how home prices go down. Home sellers are, of course, going to use recent comps to price their homes. I mean, who wouldn't do that? You don't go back 2 years and price your house that way. I guess if you really need to sell it and you're motivated, you would. So they're using recent comps. Home buyers aren't willing to pay those prices anymore. So they're starting to offer a little bit less. Hence this 98.9% of list price in August. Now, as we move forward, the new comps are going to be these sales that were lower than before. So the comps are going to be a tick down. So prices are going to slowly start to adjust. And this is going to take a little bit of time. We're still, realtors, we're struggling with it because sellers want to price their prices over here where we were in May. I mean, I get it all the time. Matt, look, that home sold for $800. That home sold for $850. And I'm saying, well, yeah, but it ain't happening anymore. And that's how things are slowly evolving. I don't know how far it will go down, but I believe there is a point where human beings just start sensing that it's a deal, right? Like, oh my gosh, I can now get a home for $350. Prices has come back down. We need to buy now. There's going to be a point, and interest rates play a huge role in that. Interest rates are like, right now they're at like 6.5. That's going to drive down prices. If interest rates drop to 4.5, buyers are going to be like, oh, whoa, prices are down and interest rates are down. And then sellers are going to go, oh, well, look, we can sell for a little bit more. And it's just going to do that thing. It's very much like the stock market. I mean, Let me go back max. I mean, look, just there's ups and downs, peaks and valleys the whole way up. I get it that you want to try to buy in one of the valleys and then feel that rush where you get that little, push of equity. You're like, man, I did well, But in the long run, if you're going to stay in your home long term, I mean, you can really buy anytime. I mean, you need it to be right for you, but you can buy anytime and the home's going to go up in value over time. So I wanted to show you guys one more number here. Max is not good. Let's go back 3 years. No, let's go back 1 year right now. All right. This right here is months supply of inventory. So starting on the left, and I just went back 1 year, January 2021, and we hovered right around 3 months, September, October, and then things just started to plummet in 2021. And then right at the beginning of 2022, we were at 1.5 months supply. From there, things have just been rising, and rising. We're at 2.6. As you can see, we still have room to grow. And let me go back further here. Look at this. Look where we are, 2.6. Well, just in 2020 and 2019, we were up at 5.0 months. I don't know why I said 0.0. And it didn't feel like a housing crash back then, did it? I don't remember it being like, oh my gosh, this is a crash. We're just in the midst of it shifting. And we were at such an extreme that it's understandable that people are like, oh my gosh, this is crashing. And we do have a lot going on right now. The stock market's not doing well. There's a lot of political things going on with elections coming up. So, I mean, I get it. It's just like an uneasy time. It's definitely interesting to see, though, humans' behavior and our reactions and emotions to all this stuff. So let me switch here. Oops. There we go. So there you have it, guys. If you have any questions about the Middle Tennessee housing market or just comments you want to make, good or bad, I mean, I get it. Just comment below. And, once again, my name's Matt Bogosian. I am a realtor here in Middle Tennessee. If you want to schedule a time to talk to me, I've got a link down in the description you can click on, and we can kind of talk about your different options and see if I can't help you. So thanks so much for watching, guys. I'll see you next time. Bye.